Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Today we'll be talking about huge news surrounding developments in Project Helvetia and how Quant could be the centre of globalization. On the 13th of January, the digital asset exchange SDX tweeted details in regards to the successful testing of end-to-end wholesale cbdc settlement procedures. The cbdc initiative, known as Project Helvetia, involves a multi-phase investigation by the BIS Innovative Hub, the Swiss National Bank, and the financial infrastructure operator SDX. The project mainly focused on how central banks can settle transactions, namely in the form of CBDCs based on distributed ledger technology. Project Helvetia is split into two phases, whereby phase 1 involves investigation of the settlement system protocols between a number of financial bodies involved in the trading and settlement of tokenized assets. Phase 2 is an expansion of phase 1, whereby commercial banks will be included in the payment system. Phase 2 will see the integration of CBDCs into legacy banking systems associated with central banks and commercial banks. As mentioned by SDX's tweet, the multi-bank initiative surrounding Project Helvetia was successful. Upon the success surrounding Phase 2 of Project Helvetia, the Bank of International Settlement released a paper detailing how the second phase of the initiative took place. The most striking point surrounding the initiative involved the integration of a DLT-based platform with an existing real-time gross settlement system and core banking systems, as well as interoperability between DLT-based and traditional systems. With global finance turning to a CBDC standard, there will be a necessity for such payment mechanisms to be seamlessly integrated into traditional financial infrastructure. This core detail was outlined and indicated by the second phase of Project Helvetia. Based on the current market, the only technological innovation which can induce interoperability between DLT networks and legacy networks, synonymous with legacy banking infrastructure, is Quant's overledger. Overledger is a multi-patented technological innovation which enables the seamless transfer of datasets between networks which are ordinarily inoperable. Respective networks, be it DLT or legacy-based, can be actively plugged into Quant's overledger offering. The active connectivity provided by overledger enables datasets to be exchanged, in this example, wholesale CBDCs to traditional financial frameworks. Overledger's ability to induce the transfer of datasets, namely CBDCs to traditional financial services, will provide the potential for CBDCs to be seamlessly incorporated into the current financial system. Thus, the utility of the new form of money won't be limited and will aid in the smooth incorporation of the monetary instrument into economies around the world. With Quant's overledger being the only current technological innovation which facilitates the active transfer of datasets between DLT and traditional finance, Quant could become the rails for the new financial system. This news could be bullish for QNT token holders, as bodies who wish to leverage overledger can only do so by actively purchasing licensing fees in the form of QNT. This is further compounded by QNT being required to actively verify transactions which arise through overledger. With the potential for a multitude of CBDC transactions arising through overledger, QNT token prices may see tremendous increases in value and may lead to synonymous supply shocks, which may compound price increases. With the global economy moving towards a CBDC standard, the mechanisms involved in a number of global movements, namely globalization and global markets as a whole, will be greatly affected. The following clip from the Quant CEO outlines his views on how the global economy will become more integrated and payment methods will greatly evolve over the next few years.
Markets and new customers for the first time. So it's really becoming that globalization vision that we all had. The borders are becoming less relevant. Trade is becoming frictionless, and we're going to have access to the rest of the world for the first time. Right now, I think we're at the beginning of that transformation. The technology within blockchain and DLT enables for that. It's a catalyst for that. But I think where we're going to head into is the business processes and the regulatory complexity that is needed to manage risk are going to become easier to operate, because we can trust the network, because you can build in regulatory controls within the system as you're doing a transaction in real time. You can comply to the overhead that you have to comply to in real time, because as things are being written, regulators will get a view of risk, and from a compliance perspective, they'll be happy. And then from a business or a stakeholder perspective, you've got access to more markets and more customers that you've ever had before. So you're not limited to jurisdictions. You're not limited to, siloed islands, as you said, and the walled gardens that we previously had. So we're going to be able to truly enable that globalization, cross-border trade across the world for the first time. So in 5 years' time, where it's going to be, I think value will be derived in the trillions because, excuse me, because we will be transacting with new markets and new customers. And then I think in about 10 years' time, the way you send money on your mobile phone to a third party and the way you buy and sell goods, it's going to be like that, but global. You're not limited to your local country or your local jurisdiction. So it's going to be seamless. And in the back end, no one's going to care how it works. They just want to know, I can do business with this company in this jurisdiction, and everything is okay, and we could trust each other.
That's a beautiful vision.
With future CBDCs likely to be innately linked to an individual's identity, the need for measures such as KYC, especially in instances surrounding cross-border transactions, will dissipate. With less regulation and checks required for cross-border transactions in the future, cross-border actions will become more seamless. The seamlessness surrounding CBDC transactions will lead to individuals from any nation in the world being able to send money to an individual across borders as effectively as transactions which arise within the same nation. With Quant being a candidate for the rails for the new financial system, namely CBDCs, the fintech company strongly complies with regulatory frameworks, whereby Quant has collaborated with a number of organizations including MIT and Intel to comply with Open Digital Asset Protocols. The Open Digital Asset Protocol will aid in enabling interoperability and sending messages across differing DLT platforms. This collaboration has arisen to ensure Quant Network is able to provide interoperability in a scalable, secure and compliant manner to adhere to regulatory frameworks for financial institutions including Know Your Customer and FATF travel rule requirements. Quant Network's compliance with regulatory frameworks may lead to the adherence of security and legal requirements, especially in instances where Quant's technology may be implemented into financial initiatives, most notably CBDC developments. What are your thoughts on Quant? Do you think Project Helvetia has directly leveraged Quant's offerings? Let us know your views in the comments below. Become a Crypto Clan member by joining us on Telegram and Twitter, where we talk all things crypto. Thank you for watching the video. We hope you enjoyed it. Don't forget to like, subscribe and click on the notification bell. Let us know your views in the comments below. Thank you for watching and we'll see you in the next video.